Hello, ladies and gentlemen. RP2 Vision would like to welcome you to another edition of AEW Dynamite Recap Show. Without further ado, here's your host, Ronald Ray.
Hello, ma'ams and sirs, and thank you for tuning in to this week's AEW Dynamite Recap. I am Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. And as you can see, and hopefully by the audio, you can tell I'm in my home amateur studio. Uh, thank you, Mother Nature. Anyway, this week's AEW Dynamite takes place at the FLA Live Arena in Sunrise, Florida. But before we get started, want you to be a champ? Click on that subscribe button. Now, with that out of the way, let's let it rip. And this week, they start off with what they do best: bring the action first and foremost. Not no WWE esque 30-minute promo. They started off with a match. This one is for the AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy against Bandito. They started off with Bandito not having none of Orange Cassidy's antics. Single leg, he ran the ropes, handspring backflip. Cassidy answered back with just about everything except for a very nonchalant cartwheel. More of a feeling out process. Cassidy would get his antics in, went for a suicide dive, then Bandito caught him and dropped him on the rails. Bandito, you know, got in full control after this. Um, actually, a serious question because now this is almost to the point where they went to commercial. Uh, that AEW All Access show, is it as cringe as the commercials make it out to be? I haven't not watched any episodes, so uh, feel free to feel free to let me know. More than likely, I probably will not watch, but hey, let me know what you guys think and girls think. Anyway, Orange started back with his comeback. Bandito would cut him off, hit a one-handed gorilla slam, and of course he did uh, his version of the Eddie Guerrero shuffle. Frog splash for a 2 count. More counter wrestling. Uh, Orange Cassidy would roll him in a mousetrap. Excuse me. Take two. Orange Cassidy would trap. Take three. Uh, Orange Cassidy would roll Bandito up in a mousetrap. Uh, Bandito counted that with his own little roll up. Got 2 count. Uh, more back and forth. Uh, Bandito was going for another pop up cutter, but Orange counter with a orange punch. Hit him with another one. Then put Bandito away with a look like a urinage slam. I guess that's what he's going for, but he just was on his back and just fell back. So it was a back slam. Anyway, good match here. After the match, Orange gave Bandito a pair of the sunglasses. They shook hands. They're friends now, I guess. So, like I said, a very good match here. Renee's back there with Adam Cole. He tells her that he's going to call Chris Jericho out later on in the show. Uh, he's not happy about the situation. His wife got beat up and had to be handcuffed, yada, yada, yada. So he walks off. And speaking of the previous match, Orange Cassidy and Bandito came in, and Orange was like, "Hey, we just had a match. Are you here to interview us?" And Renee was like, not right now. We had just had Adam Cole here. We got a big situation going on here." And typical Orange Cassidy fashion, he just was like, "Oh," and walked off. Uh, gotta like that character. Had another backstage interview segment. Uh, Darby Allin and Jungle Boy had their little 90210 moment. Uh, Darby was like, "Hey, Dylan," and of course that's when Jungle Boy cut him off and said, "No, I'm Jack." And Darby Allin was like, whatever. Hey, there's two of them now. We should put our differences aside. I, I probably said, things the wrong way, and you possibly could have said things the wrong way. And hey, we don't have to be friends. We can still respect each other and uh, quit eyeballing my sister. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't say that. But anyway, they made a little bit of a truce. It looked like, and so it looks like a possibly foreshadowing, maybe a team up. Next match we had was Jeff Jarrett against Dex Harwood. And holy shit, they actually started this match off with a good old fashioned, old school collar and elbow lockup. Some catch can counter wrestling. Got a little bit of a miscue. I don't know if Dax was moving a little too fast for Jeff Jarrett or they just didn't. This missed timing, I guess, is what it looked like. But they're pros. They got back together. Jarrett would get the upper hand. Dax would do a good job selling. Uh, Jarrett would get his stuff in, including the Fargo strut. Uh, Jeff Jarrett would eat a few chops. Of course, Dax would come back for a little bit. Then Jarrett would come off. Very good old school feeling match. Jeff Jarrett got more of his stuff in. Of course, all that was in picture in picture. Uh, Dax fought back again, exchanged punches. Dax got the upper hand, nailed a top rope headbutt for a 2 count. He would also hit a pile driver, didn't hook the leg, got a 2 count. Dax, dude, brother, got hook the leg, brother. Some more counter stuff, and somehow Footlocker there missed Sonjay Dutt tripping up Dax. Dax was chasing him down, but Jeff Jarrett was right there and calming the stroke. That would put Dax away. Uh, Jarrett was a big winner in this match, so a decent little. Like I said, I had a miscue there, but obviously, I thought it was still a decent little match. Like I said, good old school feeling match. Change of pace of what they're used to doing. Next, we got the Tony Khan every 2 week big announcement. This one had to do with the Owen Hart Cup. Of course, he was sitting there thinking Dr. Martha Hart for, taking his money and letting him do this. But anyway, they said, I think the first match was going to be a double nothing. Some more matches at another pay per view, but the finals will be in Owen Hart's hometown of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So uh, that'll be something to look forward to. Next up is a TNT title match, and who cares? Warlow came in, didn't catch the guy's name, but he just basically destroyed this ham and egger. Didn't last long. Big clothesline, some power bombs, even a couple of vicious ones that made the enforcer, Double A Arn Anderson, cringe a little bit. Of course, Warlow would win this one. Arn Anderson got on the mic, told the kid to take a nice bath and drink a 12 pack. Uh, Also blew some smoke up Warlow's ass, talking about he's going to be maybe the dynasty of AEW. Out came Christian Cage and Luchasaurus. Again, why would anybody care about the two guys who were just punked out by Jungle Boy, Jack Perry? I can't take him seriously. Uh, I have a little bit of an idea. Uh, Let Chris Cage do something else. Maybe hang out with now the Hardy Boys back. Go hang out with them. Um, if you're just going to rebuild now, Luchasaurus, bring in another manager, like a sadistic type manager, um, and give him a evil streak, uh, and kind of build a story. Say, hey, the reason he wasn't able to defeat Jungle Boy in their cage match was he just didn't have that killer instinct net yet, and now I'm implementing that killer instinct. But um, they just put Christian with them and on to the next. They is Raven available? Scott Levy, Raven available? I think he would be a pretty. I would love to see Raven's mind with uh, all this talent here. I mean, like I said, great talent. Anyway, more about that later. Let's go on to the next one. So we had another interview segment. Sammy Guevara and MJF profess their love for each other. Even gave each other pre-Pride Month gifts. Hey, it's 2023, folks. They're two adults, and let them be. Anyway, just kidding. They're just friends. Uh, Basically building up to this storyline where he paid them off, and they're friends. He expects Sammy to lay down for him if he wins the four pillar or the pillar tournament. Um, but anyway, they did exchange gifts, though. A little bit of it's sort of entertaining. Uh, MJF can be entertaining, and of course, I think we had a couple more little backstage interviews. I guess just forgot about those. Was meaningless, but here we go. The next match of the night was Darby Allin against Sammy Guevara, and I'm like, what the hell? This isn't the main event, but I guess we can figure out later on why this wasn't the main event. MJF is at the commentator's desk, pipping out his kosher pickles. Uh, Darby Allin doing a freaking clinic on the headlock. Uh, that Sammy's trying to throw him to the ropes, but Darby countered with a wrist lock. Sammy tried to turn over, flip out of it, but Darby countered with a headlock. Uh, but afterwards, Sammy took control with a couple of knee strikes, sending Allen to the floor. Then ran out Darby Allin to the ring post. Uh, and of course, gotta have it since Sammy Guevara is also of Latin descent. He had to do his version of Eddie Guerrero. He had a frog splash and hit a, you know, uh, try try for the uh, three amigos, and of course we got the table spot here, and match went on. Um, Darby fought back though, got cut off with the help of uh, Sammy's hot wife. Um, Speaking of Eddie Guerrero, uh, MJF came to the ring, threw Darby's skateboard at him. Sammy dropped down while Footlocker was distracted by Sammy's wife. Unfortunately, Darby just stood there like an idiot, waiting for the ref to turn around, and he got DQ'd. MJF and Guevara would put the boots of Darby Allin until Jungle Boy Jack Perry ran to the ring with a chair. Somebody's listening. He ran in with a chair, and looks like Darby didn't appreciate him running out so late. Uh, Come on, Darby had to go get with a music guy and say, "Hey, cue my music, cue my music, cue my music." Um, anyway, got a little bit of twist right here. As it was flashing the Double or Nothing pay per view logo with MJF and Sammy Guevara being the main event. Uh, I guess Tony Schiavone got a little bit of call from uh, the big boss, Tony Khan, saying, look, this wasn't right. So next week, it will be a tag team match MJF, Sammy Guevara against Jungle Boy Jack Perry and Darby Allin. If MJF and Guevara wins, then the main event stays between them two. But if Jungle Boy Jack Perry and Darby Allin win, it's going to be a four-pillar match. Uh, yeah, so that's how they twisted that in there. But later on, you seen MJF with Sammy Guevara. They was walking around backstage. MJF in his feels. He enters his SUV. Samuel's going to get in with him, but MJF said no, it's full. Of course, the camera pans around, nobody in there. So anyway, they drive off, and now Sammy Guevara acts like he's in his feels because they thought they were friends. Okay, as a what's that podcast? Conrad Thomas, that podcast guy. Uh, he does good podcasts. He's way yeah. I would like to be on that level. Um, anyway, as Conrad Thomas would say, who booked this shit? Uh, anyway, it is what it is. So, like I said, next week, tag team match. So, about an hour, 20 minutes into the show, Adam Cole comes out, calls out Chris Jericho, and now he starts running out of patience. Chris Jericho did appear, saying, "Look, you're a coward. You just lay there and watch people beat your wife up. I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm not coming down there, but my boys will." JAS came out and attacked him. At least four of them. Um, Bandito and Orange Cassidy came in, but the numbers game was still a little bit too much. Then some music hits, and out runs out Roderick Retard Strong. Hey, that's their words, not mine. Apparently, the guy's like legitimately like freakishly strong. But anyway, he came out, clean house. We got the emotional hug, uh, and that was it. So we got the or at least two members of the Undisputed Era back together. Don't think you'll see Bobby Fish, and I do believe Kyle O'Reilly's still injured. Um, which out of the bunch, Kyle O'Reilly is like probably one of my favorites. But anyway, so hopefully Kyle O'Reilly does get better and gets into this. I did see I guess one of these fans post that showed actually Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly versus uh, the House of Black. So that'll be some tight matches. But like I said, that's looking a little better. Oh, next up was the TBS Championship match. Uh, Jay Carhill, the champion, gets Taya Valkyrie. Some back and forth. Um, Taya got some shine until Jay countered with an apron kick. Um, or she countered an apron kick. Uh, some more of that picture in heat for Jade. Of course, once they get back, Taya fought back. Some more back and forth. Trust me, folks, you didn't hear the crowd chant, "This is awesome" for this one. Uh, and oh, by the way, there was a stipulation here that Taya couldn't use the Jada move. If she did, she'll get disqualified, which played into the finish in which uh, Taya was going for the Jaded, but then she stopped long enough for her to sit there and wait for Jade Carhill to roll her up for the 3 count. So Jade Carhill keeps her undefeated streak alive and keeps the TBS championship. Now it's time for your main event. Kansuke Toshida and Kenny Omega versus the Butcher and the Blade, with their managers Kip Sabian and the Bunny. Brandon Dansley came out to do some commentary. Blade Shine with some chops on Koshuki. Kansuki, but he was able to turn things around. Kansuki and Kenny did some pretty good tag team offense here. Omega was looking good till he went for a dive until Kip Saban slowed him down, grabbed his foot. Went after Kip, got distracted by Bunny. What guy wouldn't? Then the big butcher did a cross-body block onto him on the floor. And of course, now it's time for the picture of heat on Omega. And of course, when we get back from the commercial, hot tag to Kansuki. He got some good offense in on the butcher until Blade got involved. All four men go at it. Kansuki put it away with a power knee. Uh, a decent match. After the match, though, Brian Danielson got on the mic and don't know why they keep falling for this. Distracted Omega and Takeshita, pretty much calling Omega an amateur still, and just uh, seeing how he's huffing and puffing in there, like trying to hold on some legacy from Japan. Takeshita has good upsize, uh, but of course, as they were focused on Brian Danielson, here comes the Blackpool Combat Club. They attack him. They threw Takeshita out of the ring, kept the focus on Omega until the Bucks came in and made the save. They would single out Omega or John Moxley, excuse me. Uh, Omega was about to hit John with a screwdriver until Takeshita stopped him. Said, "Look, you don't have to do this." Uh, but Wheeler and Claudio, I guess, took the Bucks out, and then Moxley took out Omega with the butterfly DDT. Uh, Blackpool Combat Club with Brian Danielson came in and raised Takeshita's hand. And Takeshita was like, no, don't want no part of you guys either. So poor Takeshita was a victim this week of the screwdriver to the head. And as you see in the picture there, it bust him up pretty good. Um, so at least we got to see BCC bust somebody up. Like I said, that's probably, if I have a favorite part of these Dynamite shows, is watching the BCC kick some ass. So I know they're heels now. Now you know now the elite, whoever is going to have to get their comeuppance. So still should be pretty interesting. I mean, not some talent there. Despite what anybody might feel about Omega and the Bucks. Of course, I'm more of a John Moxley and Claudio Castilla fan. Not that big on Wheeler Yuta or Yuta Wheeler, whichever one it is. Brian Downsett, of course. I mean, it's hard not to like him. But yep, going to be interesting what kind of match they will have come the pay per view Double or Nothing. Uh, Pretty sure it's going to be some kind of street fight. Should be, but depends on how long they want to drag out the program. So yes, like I said, good matches, storylines, except for the BCC, of course. I don't know the whole um, Jericho appreciation or Jericho and Adam Cole with each other's entourage building up. Looks like it might be pretty good. Um, that's about the only good thing as far as storylines. Like I said, you know, Orange Cassidy with Bandito, that was a good match. Actually, I like this Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, good match. Dumb ending. We all love and miss Eddie Guerrero. uh, but sometimes you don't have to take everything and you know all this stuff. Do something different. Maybe it's, I mean, it might not be original idea. Why not just a ref bump or ref got distracted still and Sammy was MJF threw the skateboard to Sammy and here's Sammy and Darby fighting over it and as soon as Darby's able to kind of get the upper hand and hit Sammy, that's when the ref turns around and disqualifies him. instead of Darby standing there looking like a buffoon waiting for the referee to turn around. But that's just me. Other than that, it's decent enough. I could have done without that lady or the Jay Carhill Taya Valkyrie match. It was, yeah, that was definitely a popcorn break right there. Anyway, that does it for me this week on the AEW Dynamite. Let me know what you think of this week's AEW Dynamite. Until then, you folks have a good one and take it easy.
We here at RP Tube Vision would like to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also check out friends of the show Ecolife and Natural for home-crafted candles, hand cloth, and other home and personal goods. Look them up on Facebook. Link will be available below the video. That is Ecolife and Natural.